Hello everyone, welcome back to Wow Lessons. You probably remember learning about nouns at some point, but you may be hard pressed to explain what they are. Nouns are incredibly important in spoken and written language. But the good news is they are also pretty easy to understand. Figuring out the basics of how nouns operate in sentences will help you learn lots of different more complex rules down the road. In this video, we will learn what is a noun, what does it do, and then we are going to look at different kinds of nouns, which is going to be the major focus of this lesson. We will go through singular and plural nouns, collective nouns, concrete and abstract nouns, proper and common nouns, and count versus non-count nouns. In the end, we will do some practice identifying nouns in some examples. So let's get started. What is noun? Well, the word noun comes from Latin word nomen, which means name. So basically a noun is a name for something. Nouns identify people, places, things, and ideas. Alright, let's do a little bit of practice to begin with. See if you can identify the nouns in this passage. This passage is about a story of a small frog. One day I went to the park. I played on the swings and in the sandpit. I walked down to the pond. I saw ducks swimming on the water. I saw a mother frog sitting on a log. She was big and green. Take a good look. Check if you can identify all the nouns. Pause the video if you need to. And here they are all. One day, day is a thing. I went to the park. Park again is a thing. I played on the swing, a thing. And in the sandpit, sandpit is a thing. I walked down to the pond. Pond is a thing. I saw a duck is a living thing. Swimming on the water. Again, water is a thing. I saw mother frog. Frog is a living thing. Sitting on a log. Log is a thing. She was big and green. Again, green is a color which is a thing. Singular and plural nouns. Now, one of the first things you need to know about nouns is they come in both singular and plural forms. Singular nouns name only one person, place, thing, or an idea. On the other hand, plural nouns name more than one of the same person, place, thing, or an idea. For the plural form of most nouns, add s to the end to make the word plural. Some examples of this rule are apples, books, cars, dogs, hats, pencils, towers, and windows. For some plural nouns, there are different endings to the word. Nouns at the end in ch, x, or s. Add es to make the word plural. Let's go through some examples. Watch becomes watches. Box becomes boxes. Dress becomes dresses. And bus becomes buses. Nouns ending in f or fe. Change f to v and add es to make the word plural. Few examples will be helpful. Shelf becomes shelves. Wife becomes wives. Leaf becomes leaves. Life becomes lives. Some nouns have different plural forms, such as child becomes children, woman becomes women, man becomes men. Nouns ending in vowels like y or o do not have definite rules. For example, baby becomes babies, toy becomes toys, kidney becomes kidneys, and potato becomes potatoes. A few nouns have the same singular and plural forms. For example, sheep, deer, series, and species. Alright, What about collective nouns? Collective nouns are special kinds of nouns that name a class or a group. They are single entity composed of one unit with multiple parts, usually multiple very similar parts. Collective nouns are usually treated as singular. They act like they are singular nouns even though they describe a group of several things. These nouns are also called as group nouns because they describe groups. Now, what am I actually talking about? Well, you might look at noun like team. A team contains multiple units that are similar to it. It contains multiple people like a cricket team. But it's treated as one team, even though it's a group of multiple people. So, collective nouns are a little bit tricky, but that's how they work. Concrete and abstract nouns. Let's go through concrete and abstract nouns. A concrete noun is a noun that can be identified through one of the 5 senses, and those senses are taste, touch, sight, hearing, or smell. Consider these examples to help you understand it better. Would someone please answer the phone? In this example, the noun phone is concrete noun. You can touch it, see it, hear it, and maybe even smell it or taste it. What is that noise? Even though noise can't be touched and the noise may even be coming from several places, you can hear the noise, so it's a concrete noise. An abstract noun is a noun that cannot be perceived using one of the 5 senses, those senses which I mentioned earlier for concrete noun. Look at these examples. We can't imagine the courage it took to do that. Here in this example, courage is an abstract noun because it cannot be seen, heard, tasted, touched, or even smelled. Proper and common nouns. Proper nouns have 2 distinct features. They name specific one-of-a-kind items and they begin with capital letters no matter where they occur within a sentence, such as William Shakespeare, Tokyo, or Oxford University. Proper noun examples. Let's go to San Francisco. Mr. Bell seems to understand what students need. He never goes anywhere without Sarah. Common nouns are words used to name general items rather than specific ones. Go into your living room, what do you see? Lamp, chair, couch, TV, window, painting, candle. All of these items are named using nouns. Those are common nouns. Common noun examples. Let's go to the city. He is always hanging out with his girlfriend. Count and uncount nouns. Count nouns are nouns that can be separated and counted as one or more. An S is usually added to make the word plural, such as tree becomes trees, box becomes boxes, and book becomes books. Count nouns can be made plural, but uncountable nouns cannot be. Uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted or separated. Uncountable nouns usually express a group or a type, such as liquids. Uncountable nouns are also used for things that are too numerous to count, such as sand, air, sadness, music, and rice. Alright, let's apply all these rules we have learned just now. See if we can find nouns in this passage and tell what kind they are. One hot summer's day, a fox was strolling through an orchard till he came to a bunch of grapes just ripening on a vine, which had been trained over a lofty branch. "Just the things to quench my thirst," he said. Drawing back a few paces, he took a run and jump, and just missed the bunch. Turning around again, he jumped up with no greater success. Again and again he tried after the tempting morsel, but at last had to give it up. he walked away with his nose in the air, saying, "I'm sure they are sour." Take a good look if you can find all the nouns in this passage and determine what kind they are. Pause the video if you need to. And here they are all. One hot summer's day. Notice that summers is not treated as noun because it's doing a job of an adjective. It's modifying day, but day is concrete, singular and common. A fox, concrete, singular, common, was strolling through an orchard. Concrete, singular, common, till he came to a bunch, concrete, singular, common, of grapes, oh, plural this time, just ripening on a vine. Now we are back to singular, still concrete, which had been trained over a lofty branch. Concrete, singular, common. Just the things, so we have plural one here, little bit more abstract, to quench my thirst, totally abstract, and generally speaking, a non-countable noun. Drawing back a few paces, he took a run that's definitely concrete, singular, and jump, and just missed the bunch. Turning around again, he jumped up with no greater success. That's definitely an abstract noun because you can't touch success, you can't smell it. Again and again he tried after the tempting morsel, but at last had to give it up. He walked away with his nose in the air, saying, "I'm sure they are sour." I hope this video will be helpful for you. Like it if you enjoyed it. Use the comment section if you have any questions related to this video. Share this video with others who need this. And in the end, don't forget to subscribe to our channel in order to get more videos like this. Thank you.